nice damage with this little spear here. And no offense, Slythe, but it is a little bit small. Hello Reformers, and welcome to Warsword Conquest Winds of Magic Edition. Now, well, you can see here we're on the start screen mainly because I have just updated, and unfortunately the new patch is not save game compatible, and as a result Percy is, well, he's still there, he's just not up to date basically. Anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to create a new character, and I know a number of you have been wanting 2 different races, and it's kind of amusing really because those races I have played before on the channel. I've played Chaos and I've played Skaven, and what we're going to do is I'm going to make, I don't know, 5-10 episodes of each race, and we're going to see which one's more fun. And then we're just going to go with whichever one is more fun. And for this one, we're going to be starting with the Skaven, as you can no doubt tell from the thumbnail or the title or anything like that. And now this is where things are going to get pretty fun, because I don't have any clue what kind of magic the Skaven are going to use, and as far as I am aware, it is very unique indeed. So we are going to be playing as, well, shall we say, our father is going to be a plague priest. Your father was one of the leaders of Clan Pestilence who led large units of plague monks and censer bearers into battle alongside the core units of other clans. He was a ferocious fighter who unleashed blows at unbelievable speed, although he often exchanged his rate of attack for accuracy. Outside of the battlefield, he rigorously researches new diseases and afflictions, which can inflict great harm on the population of men. Your home was dark and dank, and you had to harden yourself to the rat world in the sewers in order to survive. You spent your early life as a... no idea, really? Warpstone miner, I guess? You were a warpstone miner working one of the least profitable mines near the mountains on the Bretonnian border. You mined refined warpstone, which is far less dangerous than the unrefined kind, and you managed to go your entire time in the mine without gaining any mutations or unusual effect, much to your disappointment. You often spent days without finding anything, and when you did, the master would snatch your find away as soon as he could. Alright. Then as you grew larger, life changes, it always does. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, a poison maker makes sense. Clan Eshin, as well as many lords you know, love to cover their weapons in deadly poison before they head into battle, and if you know how to make the most potent poisons, then it can be a very lucrative business. You stole the recipe for an extremely lethal poison from a priest and passed it off as your own. Very soon your name was one of the first on the lips of those who only liked to use the best which money could buy. You became very rich, and you paid a top assassin to terminate the priest when he started speaking up. But soon everything changed, and, well, I think considering we are playing as a Skaven, personal revenge, I don't think that really works out too well. I think we're probably going to go for something like lust for money and power, why not? Alright, so we're starting with a spear, Skaven robe, standard stuff. We have 5 in Constitution, which is pretty crazy, so we're going to be able to, as you can see here, reduce negative effects of intoxication and recover faster and so on and so forth. That's pretty amazing. And otherwise what we're going to do is, once again, we're going to be speccing into magic most of the time, I'd say, but this time around we're going to probably go for a little bit more of a, shall we say, safer build. So we're going to go for a lot of units. We're going to go for more of a commander type unit, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go for a lot in leadership here, and we probably want to go for some points in willpower as well, because that is going to increase our chances of being able to cast an ability. As you can see, it allows casters to focus their willpower and gain casting bonuses on the next spell. So we're going to put a point in that or so, and then of course I do need to put a couple of points in pathfinding. We really do not want to be too slow. Now, I mean, if you don't know, if you haven't been on the channel for years, I think you would have to be on the channel for years to know this character. This is the character that I used to play back in the days of, well, Warsword Conquest, when I was making, I think I made a Chaos playthrough, and I made a Skaven playthrough. Kind of amusing that we're doing that again. And yeah, anyway, There we go. That's what we're doing. And yeah, you don't know how much I wanted to create a Skaven that uses firearms, but unfortunately that is not going to be the case this time around, because even though I would love to, and I think firearms are really, really effective, it's just not going to work with the magic. As far as I'm aware, it will not work with magic. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing. Anyway, let's go to Skavenblight. Alright, so, yeah, now I would love to be able to go into the Warlock's Guild here. And, yeah, so there you go. Law of Ruin, Law of Plague. Which one's which? Well, we have no idea. What kind of spells can I learn? Plague magic focuses on AoE spells of various strengths, including the top-level Plague spell, which can cause an extra Plague explosion every time an infected enemy dies. Wow. The spell Wither will make your enemy susceptible to extra damage, and Bless with Filth gives your allies poison attacks. The school has no magic missiles. I don't really mind. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Law of Ruin. Ruinous magic is one of the most offensive and powerful schools in the world. All damage is high for the mana cost, and the spell Howling Warp Gale can slow down entire armies while your allies charge in to tear them apart. Death Frenzy rivals Power of Darkness in terms of impact, although beware, the school is tricky to use at lower magic levels. Yeah, well, we're going to decide later. I think I kind of know what I'm going to be doing. I think you kind of think that I think you probably know which one I like so far. Do you? Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments if you think you know, or if you just want to give me your opinion on which one we should go for. Personally, I feel like something beginning with P is good. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on and start getting our volunteers. And what I would like to do very quickly indeed is I would like to speak to this guy right here, and I would like to... Oh, this is the Lord? Is this actually the main lord? Because it says, I have come to offer you my sword and vassalage. Yes, I of course cannot join just yet. But we do have a bit of a hunt to go on here, and we will be able to go and do that pretty quickly. So that's nice. Otherwise, I am going to go and speak to as many lords as I can get my hands on. And are you sure you don't need any help? Are you sure you don't have any tasks for me? Really? Oh, okay. Apparently he doesn't have any tasks. Okay. So, Sartosa. Sartosa is where we need to go, and of course, it is the furthest away village in the history of the Skaven. Well, this is quite interesting. I had no idea that this was even possible, but apparently we can join as a mercenary already? That is amazing. I have no idea how that's even possible, but I am going to be doing it. Thank you. Yes, I will certainly be doing it. Okay, so we are currently... Oh, wow. Okay, so apparently the Skaven are pretty neutral to begin with. They are only aggressive towards the Wood Elves at the moment. Not entirely sure what the Wood Elves did. Maybe they stole their cheese or something along those lines. But yes, otherwise, yeah, we are now a mercenary with 13 slaves. Oh, yes, I'm very powerful. Yes. Extremely powerful indeed. Ah, what's that? Forest Goblin Army. That's kind of a shame. I was hopeful that they might actually be a couple of Chaos Zealots along the way here, but it seems like that's not the case. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so the one thing that we can do, of course, is we will be able to go to Wood Elf territory and tackle some of their patrols, tackle some of their villages perhaps, maybe be able to even raid one or two, and that will give us a good amount of money, because of course, magic is pretty expensive, and so being able to afford these things is certainly a good way to go. Anyway, we are going to demand to meet the family. Actually, I'm going to recruit something first, and we're going to demand to meet the family. The villagers here are few and frightened, and they quickly scatter and run before you. The village is at your mercy. No? Leave the village alone? I did not want to do that. I actually wanted to demand to meet the okay. Chase after the... You know what? I have no idea what that's actually meaning. Well, I guess we'll just chase after the remaining villagers and enslave them. Okay. Well, we captured 3 villagers, we gained some reputation, amazingly enough. Our relation with the village, of course, has gone down, and our relation with Skaven troops has deteriorated. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Anyway, on your orders, your troops rampage through the village, dragging peasants from their hovels and stripping them of all possessions. In the span of a few hours, you've rounded up 3 prisoners, leaving the infirm and the younglings behind. Right, so we have technically now completed this, so that's good. Have a couple of farmers as prisoners here. Hopefully they will not escape. I would very much appreciate it. And that means I can still enter? I can still enter the towns and everything? Yes, I can still enter the towns. So nothing to worry about there. And there's Thrud. Oh, how I would love to have a lot of money right now. Really. Oh, wow. And there's also a Dark Ogre Man-Eater and everything. Oh, we are... That is very sad indeed. Oh, there's Ripnich. Actually, if he's 100 dinars, I'd like to get him. Because he is a Skaven. And what we're going to do in this series, specifically, as well as in the Chaos series, is basically what we're going to do is just have thematic companions and thematic units as well. So I'm not going to be using a mishmash of all kinds of different units, all kinds of different companions, unless those companions are super powerful, like for example Thrud and Bjorg and so on and so forth. We're not going to be just taking any random person though. So anyway, I could use someone as ruthless as you, and please 1800. I am really sad now because Ripnich, I'm pretty sure, is pretty good, and yeah, it's kind of a shame that that is not going to happen. Anyway, we need to go back to our lord then, don't we? Yes, we certainly do. Alright, so I happened to find some Chaos Zealots just on the outskirts of the Kingdom of Araby. It's kind of amusing that they're all the way down here, but they were just running away from me. That's basically what happened. I was just running back towards our liege, saw some Chaos Zealots. They were running this way, away from a caravan or something. The caravan didn't seem to actually mind or even want to participate in anything, but yes, the Chaos Zealots apparently wanted to run away. I managed to catch up, so that's pretty good. Anyway, let's see if I can take these guys out. There's only 7 of them, so it's not really anything to worry about. And we do have some pretty wonderful throwing weapons. I mean, obviously throwing weapons, they're not going to be a thing that I will continue to use. Once magic is unlocked, we will be pretty good. And I think we'll really very much enjoy using the magic of the Skaven. Anyway, let's see. Okay, yes, that was very good, wasn't it? That was a lot of damage. A lot of damage right there. Ooh, nice. Okay. Oh, okay. Apparently it's actually much better than I anticipated. I actually thought that it was going to be absolutely useless because it's in my hands. And you know how I am with thrown weapons. Yes, I don't need to tell you. Or maybe I do. Who knows? Maybe you're new and you don't know that thrown weapons, I am absolutely awfully good at them. Oh yes, I'm very good at those. Very, very good at those. Yes. Absolutely fantastic. If you can't tell, that's sarcasm. Yes, never mind. Okay, well there you go. I did get a little bit of loot right there, a little bit of loot, and we do have a spear and a fighting pick as well. I'm actually quite surprised that we got such good armor initially, because usually Skaven don't really start off with great armor or anything like that. Well, it looks like I've found our liege right here, and oh dear. I hear that you have attacked subjects of the travelers on the road. You have given them an excuse to attack me if they want. We shall see what comes of this. What? I didn't do anything, really. Oh, well, never mind. I guess he still has positive relation with us, and he's going to be gaining a little bit more as I found the guy. I'm afraid somebody else torched down Sartosa. I was unable to trace his family. Okay. Well, I suppose the fates intervened to take that revenge from me, although I would have liked to see that... the corpse for myself. Great. That was fantastic. Well, sure, I'll deliver that letter. What? It's right here. Okay, well that's kind of amusing. Anyway, there seems to actually be a feast going on here. I don't think I actually can enter. I'm actually kind of surprised. Okay, hello there. Do you have any... No, you know what? I'm not going to ask anyone. I'm literally just going to deliver this letter and then leave, and then just see if I can get into some fights to hopefully level up our units a little bit. Well, it seems I'm pretty lucky once again because I was able to find some Chaos Zealots, but these guys, there's only 8 of them. I'm not not being extremely lucky here, because I'd love to be able to find a party of about 20, because we have about 27 units right here, and obviously Skaven, they are very much known for outnumbering their opponent, and of course, you know, that's exactly what we're doing here. Probably going to be speccing into a bit of tactics as well to further increase that battle advantage. But for the moment, what we're just going to do is just focus on leadership, focus on magic, and all that sort of thing to try and increase our party size and stuff like that. But maybe it would actually be better just to focus on tactics and just try and get more and more units on the battlefield rather than actually getting more units in my army. That might make more sense. Anyway, I'm going to try and stay alive here against these Chaos Zealots. I mean, they are generally considered to be the lowest ranking bandit force on the map, as far as I'm aware, and there you go. Wow, we actually knocked a couple of them unconscious as well, so that does mean that we will be able to take them prisoner, but prisoners are not exactly what I'm going for here. And oh, I actually still have some farmers. Are you serious? Okay, yeah, you could just go away now, farmers. I don't particularly want to have you in my prisoner's hold. I feel like Chaos Zealots are probably going to sell for a little bit more, aren't they? Well, I'm currently sneaking through the forests of the Wood Elves right now because I have a quest to meet a spy in one of the towns, and that is exactly what I'm going to try and do here. I have a very small army at the moment, only about 29, so I should be able to outrun basically any vassal that sees me. Ooh, okay. We do have someone here. 3.3, I'm moving at 4.8. Wow, they are all trying to get me right now. These scouts could probably outrun me. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me see if I can actually get in here without being intercepted. Ooh, okay. Get in there. Yes. Okay, I actually did manage to get inside. Now, the big test is whether I'm able to disguise myself and sneak in. Oh, we made it. Look at that. You fool the guards and make your way into the town. Alright, so now that means that I will be able to take a walk around the streets and, well, hopefully we can meet with the spy. Hello. I'm not a Skaven. I do not, as you can see, I do not look like one. Not at all. I am one of you. I love the woods. I very much like trees as well. Hello there. The armoire dances at midnight? No. Okay. Apparently that's nothing. Yes. What about this? No. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of searching, aren't I? Ah, it looks like I found the person I'm looking for. But does he dance for the dresser or the candlestick? Lord Vrisk Ironscratch, Fleet Master of Clan Scurvy, sent me to collect your reports. Do you have them with you? I've been expecting you. Here they are. Make sure they reach Lord Vrisk intact and without delay. Farewell. There we go. Alright, fantastic. Okay, so here's the thing. I find this a pretty amazing environment. I was so preoccupied with finding the spy that I did not even notice that the design of this particular town is insane, and I can only imagine that if there is a siege going to be taking place here at the well, shall we say, earliest convenience of the Skaven, whenever they might decide to do so, then I think that it's going to be very difficult indeed, because you can imagine, look at all these bridges, all these various bridges right here. Imagine archers on every single one of those. That is going to be almost impossible for the Skaven, unless they just throw a whole bunch. You know, they could just throw a whole bunch of people at them. Alright, so we actually have a pretty amazing opportunity on our hands right here. This Forest Goblin army only has 12 units remaining. And in their prisoner's hold, they have none other than a Poisoned Wind Globadier. Let me just tell you, they are some of my favorite units to use in Warsword Conquest as a Skaven. And they also have a Rat Ogre. Oh yes, a Rat Ogre this early on in the game is going to give us so much of just a huge power spike. That's basically what it's going to do. Hopefully we will be able to achieve victory here. We have 31 against 12. Obviously I am going to try my best to use my thrown weapons to the best of my ability, but for the moment we're just going to get into a good formation and try to prevent the these guys. They are Goblin War Chiefs, and they ride wolves, as you can plainly see. And those guys are going to be kind of difficult for us to deal with. So I hope that we're going to get into a decent position here. Yeah, there we go. Charge him. Charge him, everyone. Take him out. as quickly as possible, please. And I'm going to try and deal as much damage as I can. Whoa, they take an absolute battering, don't they? Look at that. Look at how much damage I was able to deal to him, and he was still alive. Crazy amounts of damage right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to try and also do a little bit of extra damage here with this Spider Rider. Come on, kill him. Yes, we've killed the other Goblin War Chief. Fantastic. So now all we need to do is kill this guy. And the other one, obviously. So we do have quite a bit to do, but we have a number of skirmishers, and I'm hopeful that we'll be okay with them. And yeah, look, we're cornering him a little bit. We're cornering him. The problem is, these spiders are extremely mobile. There we go, yes! One of our skirmishers was able to eliminate this fellow. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Get out of here. Get out of here. Why are you trying to kill me? Huh? I'm no one. I'm no one in this army. Come on now. Yeah, there we go. Let's try and do a little bit of damage. Nice. We actually did get a kill there. Very nice indeed. Okay, so this Spider Rider is still dealing damage to us. Not anymore, though. Not anymore, though. We actually did get a kill on him, which is pretty nice. Okay, so let me see if I can actually just survive the remainder of this fight. It's highly unlikely, but we're going to try nevertheless. Wow, I'm actually getting some kills here. I'm actually kind of surprised. Is that it? That is actually it. Wow, we did it. Can you believe it? I'm pretty surprised. I felt like those war chiefs were going to take a huge amount of time to eliminate. And there it is. 9 renown and 5 morale for us. We lost a huge amount of units, but really, this time, you know, they're Skaven. Easy to level up, easy to recruit. Nothing to worry about there. And there it is. A rat ogre and a poisoned wind globadier. Oh yes, let me just take all those, and the chaos zealots that I had in there. Well, no, we can just let those guys go, and we'll take the war chiefs. They're going to sell for a huge amount of money, or at least I hope so. Let's see what we have to take here. A little bit of stuff. Not exactly amazing. Nothing that's going to break the bank, at least. So we have returned to Lord Vrisk, and we're going to be speaking to him about the task. Have you brought me any news about that task I gave you? You know the one. I have the reports you wanted right here. Ah, well done. It's good to have competent men on my side. Here's the payment I promised you. Alright, so we gained relation, we gained a huge amount of experience, and we gained 500 gold as well. Pretty nice. Okay, so do you need anything else? Wild Hunters. I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that. Wild Hunters are, I think, probably some of the highest tier of the Wood Elves, I think. So I personally do not want to do that, if at all possible. I feel like that's going to be kind of difficult for us at this time. And I think what I'm going to try and do is, with the first little amount of money that I'm going to have, I'm going to try and purchase a ship. Very similar to what I did with Percy, because that seems to be kind of like the natural progression of things. Because unless I don't do that, what I could do... Actually, I think this might be a better way. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so what instead we could do is, instead of fighting things on the ocean waves and just relying on our skirmishers and so on and so forth to, you know, actually eliminate enemies, what we could do is get a boat, you know, still get a ship, and then we're going to take it all the way to the north into Chaos territory and fight a whole bunch of trolls. And that might make more sense, because if we fight those Chaos trolls, they're going to give us a large amount of experience every single time we win. Our units are going to level up very, very fast indeed. I mean, as you can see, I already have a bunch of Scryer Gunners here as well, and they are going to get even better by leveling up into Master Gunners and Poisoned Wind Globadiers. So for the moment, what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to take a quick look at the Skaven here, and we're just going to take a look. Okay, so oh, I'm actually not leveling them up into Plague Priests. Oh, I'm disappointed now. I actually thought that leveling them up into Skirmishers was the better way to go, but apparently maybe I made a bit of an error there. But yeah, you can see here, the Warplock Engineer, 350 firearms. It uses a Warplock pistol with 92 accuracy. I mean, that's just insane. That's a crazy unit. And then the other one uses a Jezzail, which is also a very crazy weapon indeed. So either one of these is pretty good. I personally feel like the Poisoned Wind Globadiers might actually be better than both of these, just because of the sheer weapon that they're using, which is obviously Poisoned Globes. They're very good. And what else do we have? Oh wow, I had no idea, but these plague priests apparently use the ball and chain weapon. And if you've been on the channel for a couple of years, like I've said, then you will know that my goblin series, which was I think about 33 episodes of Warsword Conquest, used one of these weapons, and I gotta say, it's super fun. It is really, really fun to use one of these. If you are thinking of making a goblin, or in general just thinking of making some kind of berserker type, you know, character, I'd highly recommend using the ball and chain. It's really fun to use. Anyway, apart from that, just got the plague monks, the storm vermin, and the Molder rat riders. Okay, yeah, so otherwise we do have the Eshin assassins as well, and they do come with those poison stars and otherwise kind of standard stuff. And I'm pretty happy that I've actually gone for the skirmishers now, because poison wind globadier is going to be pretty fun to get, in my opinion. Otherwise, let us make our way over. I've actually leveled up quite a bit, haven't I? Yes, I have very much leveled up. So, what are we going to be doing? Well, I have about 102 maximum company size at the moment, so I don't think I really need to worry too much about that. So otherwise, what I think I'm going to do is we're going to go for 2 in intelligence, and I think we're probably going to go for 2 in agility as well, because I'd like to get some weapon master, good amount of weapon master right there. Let's get another point in pathfinding and in magic. And it might be a good idea to actually get a couple of points in prisoner management as well. Just 1 maybe, to improve the amount of prisoners that we get. Might make sense. Let's go for 1. Why not? And let's go for a little bit of firearms here, because of course we are going to be using magic, and firearms does have a small effect on your accuracy when you're using magic. Anyway, let's go into the nearby town, see how much money we're going to make from our selling. It's not going to be that much. It really isn't. This war cleaver is pretty nice, but we won't be able to use it. And I don't think I can use normal boots. No, I can't use normal boots, of course. And technically I could use a shield, but I don't really want to at the moment, so we're just going to leave that. I have decent amounts of food still, and I can buy salt. Aha. That's also something we should do. Oh yes, I've just remembered that it would be a pretty good idea for us to go over to Araby territory. Ah, Skvelt. Hello, Skvelt. Wouldn't you be surprised if this guy is going to be about 1,500 gold as well? 1,000. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to deal with 1,000, but there is a ransom broker here, so that's pretty nice. Oh, and yeah, the war chiefs. The war chiefs, everyone. They apparently sell for such a huge amount that we have 1,000 from that. That is really great. Okay, so now, technically, I have 2,000 gold, so what I can do with that is I can buy a ship, I can then sail the ocean waves, I can go and fight some chaos trolls if I so desire, or what we can do is I can make my way all the way down to Lashiek, and then we can travel over just a small little area here and try and sell at Lothern, which is obviously a high elf kingdom town, which might be an idea. We might also be able to find a couple of chaos zealots along the way, which might make sense. Anyway, I'm just going to try and see if I can recruit a couple of people along the way, and hopefully try to expand our numbers. Alright, so we have a village infestation for us to deal with, and we get to see some of the unique Skaven architecture, which I very much appreciate, because I haven't really seen this, actually, because back in the day, when I was playing Skaven, I don't think they had too many scenes that were customized, or maybe I just didn't really go into those at the time, so maybe it was just me being completely dense in terms of my observational skills. That might be it. But we are up against a couple of ninjas. Yes, we're up against a couple of ninjas here. I'm not particularly pleased about this, let's face it, because these guys are going to be pretty deadly for us. But, well, I guess I'm just going to try my best to stab them as best I can. And I'm going to try and get the dodge skill as well at some point. There we go. SLYTHE is doing a great job. He really is. Look at his damage. Nice damage with this little spear here. And no offense, SLYTHE, but it is a little bit small. Anyway, let's move on. Ooh, now this is gonna be pretty cool. As you can see, we have our Rat Ogre at the very front here, and while we are up against some pretty low tier units, we're up against just some Chaos Zealots. It's really nothing. I was basically just wanting to do this just so I could get some of my lower tier units a little bit leveled up, you know, from the shared experience, from a little bit of the kills that they might make, and so on. But this gives us an opportunity to witness firsthand how effective a rat ogre is. Could you just go in there and actually maul them to death already? Go, go, go. I'm not entirely sure why he's taking so long to do that. Maybe he needed to roll first, you know. I remember the rat ogres in Blood Bowl. Yeah, those guys really. They're just like, no, wild animal. No, I'm just gonna ignore everything. Yeah. Stuff like that. You know, I actually can't remember whether that's actually the thing that prevents them from moving or doing anything, but it's basically the same kind of thing. Wild animal or, you know, dumb or stupid or something like that. I think the ogres have stupid or something along those lines. But anyway, there you go. That was easy enough, but we didn't really have to lose all of those units, but I really wanted to see that Rat Ogre in action. Oh well, never mind. Ooh, we got some uniformity right there. Did you see that? Uniformity with the clan rats and everything, all in their little purple tunics and things like that. Okay, so here's the situation. We're currently in the Kingdom of Araby, and I am fighting a couple of desert bandits. Now, the last time I fought desert bandits was with Percy Bogworth, our high elf, and it did not go well. Let's just say that. It did not go well, mainly because these fellows are mainly on mounts, and, well, at the time, with Percy, I really didn't have the greatest units of dealing with mounted units. So obviously, now that has changed quite a bit. I actually do have a number of people that are wielding spears, and you can see here that I am, of course, wielding a spear, and it's making a big difference. And hopefully I will be able to... I was hopeful that I'd be able to kill this guy before he was able to escape, because he's a horse archer, and horse archers are, of course, extremely annoying. I mean, you know how annoying horse archers can be if you have someone that is literally able to deal damage to you while they are being super mobile. And yeah, that's just horse archers in a nutshell. They're just annoying and frustrating to fight against. But obviously, now that we have some decent enough skirmishers, and we do have a Rat Ogre, of course, as well, which is certainly going to make quite a bit of difference. I think we should be fine. I think we should be pretty good. And I'm actually able to... Wow, SLYTHE is actually able to duel pretty well as well. So that's quite nice. I was actually thinking that he would be kind of bad in melee combat. I thought, you know, okay, you know, he's going to be pretty decent at using his plague spells or his ruinous spells or whatever magic school he ends up joining. But for the most part, yeah, bad melee, good magic, you know, maybe something else in the future or something like that. But yes, it's turning out quite nicely that he's actually doing pretty well when it comes to melee combat. I'm quite surprised. Anyway, there you go. That seems to be that for a victory. I was actually not thinking that we would have such an easier time here, but it seems like certainly the Skaven have mounted units numbers. They certainly do. Well, this is a pretty bad situation to be in. I have entered the town of Lashiek, and I thought to myself, oh, this is nice, you know, finally made it here, and I'm able to maybe purchase some salt and everything, and then we'll have a fun old time, you know, trading it and everything. And now this has happened. These Skaven scurvy corsairs have decided to try and kill us. I actually do have a pick. This might make more sense for me to use this than the polearm in such a small area. And look at my damage. My damage is so pathetically bad. Oh my, it's gonna take... You know what? This is death of 1,000 cuts if ever I saw it. There we go. We've actually... we did level up from this. Can you imagine that, really? Leveling up from this? Okay, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so we are now here at Lashiek, and I do have about 1,400 gold, and I'm hopeful that I will be able to purchase enough salt to make a very nice profit indeed, or a decent profit. I don't need a very nice profit, I just need a decent profit. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of fine salt, large bags of salt and everything. Let's see how much I can actually buy. Not all of it. I can buy most of it, and then obviously there's a couple of salt left over here, but 1,300, I think that's pretty good. I think that is pretty good. Let's go into the tavern here, see if there are any Skaven that may want to join us. There's Katja. She's actually a really good surgeon. If should I get her? You know what? Considering I don't exactly know whether there is a medic Skaven of any kind, I'm gonna get Katja just for the moment, and I can always tell her to, you know, just leave the party and just have a grand old time somewhere else. And that's obviously if we do find a Skaven companion. I just think having someone that has some medicinal skills off the bat. Does she actually have any medicinal skills, actually? No. No, she does not. Well, I spent my last little bit of money on her, so I'm going to be keeping her for the moment. Otherwise, I guess we can just, you know, spec her into intelligence when she actually does gain levels and give her a couple of points in surgeon. Because surgery is certainly a thing that we are going to need if we are going to sustain an army of any kind, because otherwise we're just going to lose everyone in every single battle. Otherwise, let's go to Lothern here. There is obviously much better places, you know, that you may want to go. There are much better, you know, ways to do the trading, but at the moment, considering I don't have a ship, and it's going to take me a huge amount of time to be able to get anywhere, if I were to do that, then this is the best trade route for the moment. And after that, we will of course do much more, like go to the Great Horn and so on and so forth, and you know, do that kind of thing. Anyway, let's go in here, and he's got a lot of money. Look at that, he's got a lot of money. We can sell this for 2,300. There we go. That's very nice indeed. And I guess I'm going to be traveling from Lashiek to Lothern quite a bit in my off-screen time, and I'll try and get a little bit of extra cash. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to using that cash to purchasing a ship and finally getting to use some spells. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.